Hi, welcome to Mindful Healthy Habits with Kevin. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about self-discipline and making a choice between an aggressive thought and a more soothing, appropriate thought. What do I mean by this? Sometimes in life you have a choice between two options. One is based on your true self. It's like the best option you can come up with in any situation. And then the other is an abrasive, obnoxious, aggressive thought that maybe stems a little bit from your ego or from past trauma that's come up or past experiences that almost like it's like a default. Whenever something happens, it triggers you and boom, you go to these aggressive thoughts. I want you to imagine a nice little old lady sitting on a bench. And she's smiling and, she might be knitting or she might be just sitting there drinking coffee and just has a nice smile on her face. That little old lady represents your true self. And if you can be like that little old lady, if you can find that version of yourself in you, you'll feel so much better and you'll make better decisions. And it will just be, you'll go through life always, what would my little old lady do? What would the nice little old lady sitting on the bench, what would she do? And then you have the very aggressive, very obnoxious, kind of salesman type person who is just right in your face and yelling so much that you can feel the spit on your face. And in the background, there's that little old lady still sitting there and smiling. Nothing has changed. And you have two choices. You can get distracted by that first thought, that first two or three thoughts that come into your head, which are probably the aggressive ego type thoughts. Or you can say no and walk past that to sit beside the little old lady on the bench who's nice and calm, still smiling, doesn't get rattled by the abrasive, obnoxious man, just sits there smiling. That's in you. That person is in you somewhere. You just have to get past those first 3 or 4 abrasive, obnoxious, ego-type thoughts. Get past that. And then your true self will speak to you. That nice little old lady sitting on the bench will just be smiling at you. And you go and sit beside her and you wonder why. Like, how do you stay so calm under all this obnoxious pressure, this man yelling and screaming it? You just stay here. You don't react to it. You just are calm. That is in you. That true self is in you somewhere. But we don't notice it right away. We notice the obnoxious. We notice the abrasive, the aggressive first. That's going to happen. We're just going to notice those thoughts initially. And once you learn some self-discipline to let those pass by, let those go, say no to those first few thoughts, you'll speak better in public. You won't say the first thing that comes to your head. You won't react or do the first thought that comes into your mind when something comes up. You'll take a pause, you'll take a step back from it and say, what would my nice little old lady sitting on the bench, what would she do in this situation? Well, she would sit and wait for all the abrasive thoughts, the aggressiveness to settle down, and then she is more visible, she's more in your vision, and you can relate to her a little bit more. She's kind of in the background all the time, but once that abrasive, aggressive thoughts, once they pass by, then you just go and calmly sit beside her on the bench, and she's right there. So close that you could touch her. Life works very, very similar. You're going to get these really aggressive thoughts at the beginning. At the end of a long day, for example, and you're like, I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to sit and do nothing. I want to watch. I want to drink. I want to eat. I want to just, let loose. I've had a long day. Those first thoughts are going to be there for sure. But once you let that pass by, once you let those kind of unhealthy self-soothing practices pass by, and then all of a sudden you're like, maybe I should clean. Maybe I should clean my areas. Maybe I should just put on a couple of my favorite songs and just do a cleaning blitz. Maybe I should go for a walk. Maybe I should go to the gym and just do my favorite routine. I'm not in the best headspace, but I'll go and do my favorite routine. And once I get there, maybe I'll feel like doing more. Maybe I just want to shut all the music off, all the noise off, and just go read a book. Those thoughts will come to you afterwards. They're not going to pop up right away. You have to get through the first few aggressive, unhealthy thoughts first. Get past those, and then the better thoughts will come to you. And when they come to you, they really they speak to you just like as if you're sitting beside the little old lady. She's not way far in the background anymore. She's right there. You're sitting right beside her. So you make those better, healthy choices by using some self-discipline to get through and get past those first few obnoxious thoughts. Swipe right. Don't say yes to those. Just say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that. And then eventually your true self will come out. You'll make better decisions. You'll feel good about it in the long run. The short run, you're always looking for that quick and easy fix to make yourself feel better. And so those aggressive thoughts, that salesman type thoughts, those are really powerful at the time because you're like, oh, I just want to do that. And then you're like, no, I'm going to get through these first few thoughts and I'm going to clean, I'm going to read, I'm going to walk, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to do some yoga, I'm just going to lay on the ground, I'm just going to just roll and maybe lay on a yantra mat and just be with my thoughts, close my eyes for a bit, let everything settle, and then your healthy, true thoughts will come out eventually. It's easier said than done. Like I say, that sometimes those aggressive thoughts make compelling arguments about what you should or shouldn't be doing. But you know whether you're giving in too easily to those thoughts or whether you should just let them pass by and choose a more appropriate Maybe not, maybe the decision to clean isn't going to make you feel better initially, but it's going to get you out of the momentum of feeling like you're not, don't want to do anything. It gets you out of that training of thought, and it gets you on the path closer to the nice little old lady who's sitting on the bench. It gets you a little bit closer to her so that you're able to see and feel that positive vibe. And then when you do eventually go and sit beside her, you're like, this was the best thing for me. And it was hard. It wasn't easy to get there, but you eventually got there. And it's better for you in the long run. And all it took was a little bit of self-discipline to get through those first few aggressive thoughts that were trying to convince you to do this or do that, or not do this or not do that. Just give that a try. Give that a try next time you find yourself noticing those thoughts come up. First, just let them pass by. Take a couple of deep breaths. Just settle yourself, calm yourself. Don't react to the first few thoughts that come by. And then eventually, once you settle, once you take those 2 deep awareness breaths, just in through your nose, exhale through your mouth, just slow everything down for a moment, and the right decisions will come to you. The healthy self-soothing options will start to pop up. They don't right away, but they will. They will, and once you get used to this habit, once you get used to this routine, then you can start doing that everywhere, whether even in conversations with people. And you're in a meeting and you have the thought pops up to say an inappropriate joke, and you're like, nope, not saying it. Not saying it. And then all of a sudden the third or fourth thought is more of your true self, and you're like, you have an idea to contribute to the discussion, and it turns out to be a really, really good decision. People are like, I never thought of that. Well, had you said the first thought, they would have thought you were a moron. But because you let those first few thoughts pass by, the really good thought came through, and people now think you're a genius, smart, considerate. But it only took a little bit of self-discipline to get through those first 3 or 4 inappropriate thoughts to get to the good one. Be patient. Notice you saying no to some of those thoughts, and then settling on a better, more true self-version thought that everybody has, but they don't always act on it. They rush to give in to the aggressive salesman rather than saying, no, I'm going to think about it for a little bit. Take your time, you breathe, you settle down, and then the right decision will come to you. Hope you enjoy this video. I hope it has added some value. Go out into the world and test this for yourself. See if you can get through those first few thoughts and settle on a thought that's more appropriate for you, that will help you more in the long run. Live your day, live your life like this, and things will start to shift. You'll start to see that by you listening to your true self thoughts more, you're going to be in the flow more. You're going to feel luckier. You're going to feel like people are on your side more. Give it a try. I hope it makes a difference. Have an amazing day. thank you.